Hi, welcome to Divine Cuisine. Chef K here. We're talking today about our bread from page 289 called Ficelle. It's kind of like a baguette with a little bit of tapered end on it. It's delicious. It's made from what's called a poule. So, let's get at it. Okay, so our bread is ready. Look at that. It's all nice. We'll take it out of the bowl here, and it's time to shape it. But to shape it, will require a little bit of work. Turn it over, pinch it together, get it into a nice round. Okay? And divide it into an even 4. We're going to take this and we're going to make 3 loaves of bread and 1 pizza. It's a little heavier. I'll put it with that one. Okay. So now, what you want to do, flatten it out some, pinch it over, kind of like folding an envelope. Turn it over, and roll it into a ball. And we want to let that rest for about 10 minutes. We'll let the gluten rest, and then we'll be able to do another part of the shaping to it. Roll it and rest. Roll and rest. Roll and rest. The key to great bread is giving the time it needs. Rolling it, resting it. Bread loves to rest. Okay, we'll be back in 10 minutes and show you the next stage. Okay, so our dough is rested. It's 10 minutes. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start shaping it into the loaf size. Take the dough, bring it over, press it down, bring it over, press it down, again, pinch it together. Put it over here, press it down, and give it a little squeeze. Keep those together. Now we want to rest. Kind of make it into a cigar shape. There you go. That's the first one. And that, again, we let it rest. So one more time. Over, over, ends in. Pinch it together. Bring it over. Press it down. And roll it. So, and the third one. Together. There. Now, that will be our 3 loaves in a little bit. And we also said we're going to make a pizza. So we take a pre-oiled pizza pan. Just using the tips of your fingers, form it out, push the dough out. And you're not going to cover the whole pan. Just going to let it do the same thing as this. You're going to let this rest as well. All right? So, cover our dough. Always do that so it doesn't dry out. And we'll be back in another 10 minutes. Okay, our bread with the poulish is ready to continue. So let's take a look at it. There you go. And we're going to dust this counter just lightly with flour. Not heavily. Just a little bit. Again, take our bread and try to keep the gases in there. We want those gases, so don't press too hard. Pinch it together, shape it down, and we're going to start in the center, spread your fingers out and roll it. Roll, roll. So we have nice tapered ends. Press down a tapering meeks. And we place that, and the bakeries place it on what they call a couche. But if you don't have a couche, you can use just a flour dusted tea towel. And we're going to give that a second rise. Again, down, over, pinch together, and roll. Start in the center, use your fingers, work your way out. Come to the ends, give them a good squish so the ends are tapered. And put it on the couche. And our last one. Roll from the center. Roll from the center. Taper the ends. And we're going to let that rise again. Covered. This time for 45 minutes. And what about our pizza? Well, here's our pizza. So we're going to do that again. This time shaping it out a little bit further. Pizza's actually going to take 3 times doing this. This is the second. So we'll stretch it out a little bit further this time. When you're doing pizza, make sure you don't get any little windows, I call windows, in there. Keep the dough even as possible. And really, if you have the time, you should do this the day before. Let the pizza dough sit to develop flavor, and you cover it in your fridge overnight, and it'd be just that much nicer. Has a great flavor to it. So we'll cover that, and we'll come back in 45 minutes, and we'll take a look at our bread. So now our bread is at its rising. It's ready for shaping and baking. This bread, we'll shape it into those long ficelles, a type of baguette, and we'll do a little pizza with it too. This is great bread, great dough to make pizza. So it's something that we can do whatever we want. It's flexible. It's whatever we choose. You know, I kind of wonder, wherever we go, bread is everywhere, right? It is. Kind of like the character of God. God is everywhere. We said he's omnipresent. God is everywhere. He is with you when you want him to be, and of course he's with you when you don't want him to be. We talked about how the enemy comes. Do you know that at conception, the enemy assigns a spirit against you to destroy you? That's what John 10:10 says. First to kill you. If he can't kill you, then he wants to destroy you. Kill, steal from you, and destroy you. What's he going to steal? He's going to steal your faith. He takes that faith and he warps it into fear. False evidence appearing real. Okay? Faith, fear. Faith, good. Fear, bad. It's pretty simple. Don't walk in fear. Why? Because God is always there with you. You have no worries when he's there with you. Well, you shouldn't have any worries because he can take care of it. Remember, we said he's omnipotent. He's almighty. What can he not do? The creator of heaven and earth and everything in it. What can he? You think your problem's too big for God? No, God's too big for anything. He can take care of it. Why? Because he's always there. Psalms 139, verse 7 says, "Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, behold, you are there. If I take the wings of the dawn, I dwell in the remote part of the sea. Even there your hand will lead me, and your right hand will lay hold of me." Meaning, no matter where you are, God is there for you. Won't you stand for him? Won't you walk with him? Won't you talk with him? Won't you spend your time with him? Because he's got the better deal. The devil has disaster waiting for you. God has life, and he has a life abundant waiting for you. All right, let's bake our bread, and we'll see how that finishes off. And remember, God's on your side.